It's your girl Sheenique here. I'm back with another video, and this is going to be the first episode on my podcast, All About Sheenique. This is the second season, and we're going to start off the second season with positivity, obviously, because last season was crazy. But um, the big changes, I had baby boy finally. His name is Zaire, and me and his dad are very happy he's finally here, and his brothers. Jelani's a little, Jelani's kind of like, yeah, he's there, but like, he doesn't really care. So, and he's not that he's jealous, he's just in his own little world. Like, he'll be concerned when he's crying and want us like stare at him, but then we'll go back to his business. I don't know. Javon's very helpful. Javon likes to help. We'll rock him, wants to change his diaper, wants to feed him, hold him. So Javon's helpful. Javon's happy. Um, so yeah, like I'll start by telling the story. It's crazy. This was an 11-hour labor. I'm not used to that. I'm used to my labors being like 2 or 4 hours, but this one was pretty long, and even the pushing was a little bit long. I'm not gonna lie. I think I did 6 pushes before he came out. And this time, yes, I did do natural, but I still took laughing gas. So I did laughing gas for the first time, which actually, I'm not gonna lie, it helped a lot. Um, I felt like I was getting period cramps, but they were so late because I was like under the laughing gas, until the last 2 contractions, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready. But yeah, we'll get started from the beginning. As you know, this pregnancy was pretty easy. It was pretty easy, but it was difficult for me just because of the pain I was going through with my legs and stuff, and like my back and all that. It was just really, 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 really hard um, to deal with that all the time. And yeah, it was just, I think my most painless pregnancy that I didn't have so much pain was Javion's. But everyone, like Jelani's and like Daire's, were like, I always had some type of body pain, and it was painful. It was painful. So, yeah. Okay. So, I was initially supposed to get induced on Saturday, which is coming up this week. When I'm recording this, it's going to be Friday, November 15th. I was supposed to get induced on the 16th of November. Zaire came out November 13th, which is literally a month after Javion was born, because Javion was born the 13th of October, which is crazy. So, yeah, it was basically like I was getting like these dreams, like warnings that like, yeah, I wasn't gonna get induced, like I was gonna have baby naturally, I was gonna go into labor, and it's gonna be very unexpected. Like I wasn't gonna know. It was like the way it was gonna happen was gonna be unexpected. So, um, and it did happen, and I got confirmation from my readers, and it did come true, which I'm grateful for them because they were accurate. But yeah, um, the Sunday going into this week, it was like my contractions started to get more painful, and Monday was when it started to get more painful. I'm like, yo, I have a feeling, like I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, I have a feeling that this baby's coming before Saturday. And he started to think so too, just because of the amount of pain I was getting in the contractions, and they're starting to be closer apart. And even though sometimes they'd be far apart, they would still hurt. Like they weren't Braxton Hicks anymore; they were like real contractions. So Tuesday comes, and Javon dropped Javon in the morning. I woke up and I made a TikTok video that day how I was pissed for no reason. Like I just woke up in a pissy mood. I'm like, I'm in a bad mood, blah 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 blah. And this hair keeps sticking up. My hair's a mess up. Okay. So yeah, I woke up and I made TikTok video. I was like, I'm in a messed up mood today. I don't know why. I just woke up and I was just not in the mood today. That day. And I dropped JV onto school and put Jelani down for a nap and went for a nap. Was watching a movie, a Christmas movie, and then put Jelani for a nap. Then I went to take a nap. And I'm taking a nap and I'm like, okay, I'm waking up to this huge contraction, painful contraction. And I'm like, okay, I'm lying down and I'm feeling like this leakage. I'm like, oh, it's probably discharge. It's probably discharge because I was having discharge before and it felt like it was leaking, but it was discharge. And so this usually when I get the discharge, I get it and it stops. Like after a while, it's like slow. It stops. You don't feel it again. But no, I got this one, and then another one came, and I'm like, okay. And then another one came, and then the third one that leaked while I was laying down, I felt it moving back to my pants, and my pants was starting to get wet. So I was like, no, 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 no. Let me get up. As soon as I get up, I just feel leakage down my like my water just broke, like leakage. So I call my boyfriend. I'm like, my water broke, my water broke, my water broke. And then he's like, what? Are you serious? Yeah. And I showed him, and it was just leaking, like it was just leaking down my leg, like so fast. And it was like a gush. Like they're not lying when it feels like a gush. And so he's like, okay, I'm out. And he was like on site close to home, working in Toronto. So he hopped on the train, and he got home, packed his stuff, and then he was able to get on a train and get in time to meet me at the hospital. While in the meantime, while he was getting ready for work, I called the hospital here. I said my water broke. No, I called the school, Javon School. I said I'm coming to get him because my water broke. And yeah, I gotta get everything ready, but I'll be there soon. Just if you guys can get him ready, I'll be there. And so they said, yeah, we'll get him ready. We'll get him ready for sure. And then I called the hospital, and then I said, yeah, my water broke. I was supposed to be induced by you guys on Saturday. I'm trying to get everything ready. I'm most likely gonna have to pick up my son because there's no one else to do it. And they're like, okay, maybe you should call the ambulance, and the ambulance can take you guys there to the school and then pick him up, and you guys just come because she's like, I don't know, like I don't think it's safe for you to go and pick him up and your water's leaking, which I understand. But so I was gonna do that, but then I called back to school, and the secretary is like, I never heard that ambulance in Niagara like here doing a pit stop. So like honestly, I wouldn't even take your chances and wait. And so I called the ambulance, and they said it'll be there in 30 minutes. It'll be here in 30 minutes. So I got ready. Johnny finally woke up from his nap, and I got ready, and I went to go get Javion, and I felt like an OG. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a mission. My water's breaking. I'm wearing a diaper, and we're walking, and we're getting Javion, and then we get to the school. By the way, 30 minutes has passed, and by the time I got home with Javion, the ambulance wasn't there yet. I think the ambulance arrived maybe 10 minutes after I got home, and so I went to go get Javion. Javion comes out. He's like, what happened? Why am I leaving school today? I'm like, my water broke. Baby's coming today. He's like, really? He's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So we're going now, and his school's closer because I switched into another school, just because the other school's kind of far, and traveling is a lot. So we switched schools. So he's much closer to me now. So basically, we came home, and I got him ready. I said, change out your school clothes. I'm gonna feed Jelani. I'm gonna make you a hot dog. You're gonna eat. I couldn't really eat. They said don't eat. So that's fine. I think I snacked on something when I got there though. So then yeah, ambulance finally came, and we took the car seats. We started packing and stuff like that. Johnny was pissed because his lunch was interrupted, so he was mad. And so we got to the hospital, and they checked me and everything. The kids were on their iPads, and I was FaceTiming my boyfriend. He's like, okay, so what's the update? Hopefully, make sure this is like actually happening, because I've been to the hospital so many times, and my labor, like the last time she said I was in early labor, so for him to be here, like to come, if he came and I wasn't in labor, it would have been messed up. So came, and they tested to see if my membrane ruptured or whatever, and obviously they do a Q-tip. So the Q-tip, when they put it in your vagina to test if it's your water, it turns black. So mine turned black like that. So they're like, yep, her water's broken. And they tested me. I was 3 centimeters. And so like, okay, we're gonna admit you now. We're gonna switch you to the labor room. They're like, is daddy on the way? I'm like, yeah, he is. And so by the time he was already in Burlington, Yeah, so he took the train, and then he took the train to Burlington. He had to get on the bus, and it was Hamilton, and then Grigsby, and then he got to um, Nairo. So then he took an Uber to the hospital, and I was there. So he came, and he was able to help with the kids. He got them food, everything. I ended up eating some sandwiches from the hospital food and some ginger ale because I didn't want to eat anything fast food, um, because I didn't know. And last time I ate food and I was in labor with Javion. I threw up and went straight to 10 centimeters. So yeah, we were trying to avoid that in the hospital. So yeah, ate, still waiting for the contractions to progress. They started getting a little stronger, but they had to give me medication because my GBS swab came out positive. So they had to give me two bags of penicillin. Usually it's three, but I ended up giving birth. But no, I ended up giving birth, so they didn't have to do the third one because I was fine. And so I had to do those first before I got oxytocin because they're like, okay, you're getting these contractions, and he's not really progressing too much. Like he wasn't moving down or something like that. So as soon as they gave me oxytocin, they started to speed up a little bit more. I got to 6 centimeters dilated, and then still oxytocin dripping. So then I got to 8 and 9 centimeters, and baby still, like, I still didn't feel the need to push. Like he was down there, but I didn't feel the need to push, and I was on my back. So then she's like, okay, no, we have to like move you to the side or something. So they put a ball between my legs, and cause she's like, your uterus is slanted, and his head is getting compressed. So remember, I was speaking about this earlier in my TikTok videos. I was like, yo, this is why I'm so on my pregnancy, and this is why I'm so on giving birth. This is why I'm so on him babies coming out early out of me, because when someone tells me my uterus is slanted, and by the way, moving here, that's the first time I heard that from a doctor. I did not know that, which actually explains a lot of things, why pregnancies were harder after, and explains why my periods are very bad and why I'm on medication for my period pain, because of the amount of blood and just how it feels. So it explained a lot, and they're like, yeah, most likely you have the pelvic pain called endometriosis, whatever that's called. But yeah, so she said, yeah, we gotta turn you on the side because his head is getting compressed and he's not moving. So we moved to the side, and I was already at 9, so it was wild. And then got the ball. I was on my right side first, and I already knew that I don't like his right side. Even from when I was on my stomach, he made me turn to the other side. Like he did not. Like I couldn't sleep on that side. So we're on that right side. I'm getting the contractions, but it's still not moving. So we turn. He's like, okay, I think your baby likes this side better. So we're doing it. Contractions started to speed up. Like I was like, okay. Check me now. I feel like I'm gonna push. She's like, no, you're still at 9. Check me, still at 9. Okay, we waited a little bit more. I got the laughing gas at that point, so it was good. I got the laughing gas when I was 6 centimeters, so it was kicking in. And then, yeah, it was starting to work. And then the last 2 contractions, she's like, yep, I think you're here. Like, I think the nurse knew, like, she knew. And she told the doctors, like, yeah, she just needs to, she's there, like, she's almost there. She's like, you're almost there. And then the last 2 contractions were hurting me, but I was able to manage it because of the laughing gas. So I was like, hey, yeah, I'm ready to push. Turned over. Oh my God. I was like, the OB came, everything. And they seen him crowning. So she's like, yeah, you're there. And so my boyfriend comes to the side. My kids are sleeping at this point, by the way. They're fast asleep. So I'm about to push. I'm pushing. And the first one, okay, he wasn't there yet. Second, still wasn't there yet. Third, wasn't there yet. Now, when I hit the 4th, his head came, like his head was coming, and then I stopped pushing, and then he came back in, and I felt him sliding in, and then they're like, okay, your next push, you gotta push harder. So I'm like, okay, pushed harder, had to hold my legs, do the whole chin thing in the hospital. Mind you, this is the second time I'm giving birth in a hospital, but this time I actually was doing the work, like head to chin, everything. Because with Jelani, my doctors were not paying attention. They weren't paying attention. They said I couldn't push, but I was already at 10, and Jelani stood out. So, and the OB had to rush in and catch him. So it was a different experience. Um, so pushed, and then I finally got his head out, and I yelled, and my kids woke up. Jelani was like, first Javion woke up, and then he's like, whoa. And then he's like, I don't want to see that. So he was like, he was trying not to look, but he was looking. And then he like passed by the bathroom. And when I finally got him out, he pushed, he's like he was making this face. It was jokes. He was making this face, and everyone was laughing because they're like, he's like, I don't ever want to see that again. And then goes to the bathroom, and like Jelani wakes up because I think the last push was when I screamed, and Jelani woke up crying. And he was like Jelani is jokes. So it was crazy. I got him out, and yeah, it was a nice feeling. I was happy it was over. I couldn't wait for them to cut the umbilical cord. Oh my god. And then they finally pulled out the placenta. The OB was chilled though. Like she was chill. She's like, she was perfect. She was like guiding him out. She's like, you're almost there, girl. Keep going. She was chilled. And then he came out and he had a lot of like mucus. So they had to like keep him skin to skin. I still didn't like that. I still tried to feed him, and then the nurse, like, I didn't like her after that. Like, she was cool until she's like, this is why you keep him on skin to skin. And in my head, I'm like, girl, if you don't do what you need to do and get that mucus out of my baby, I'm going to start cussing you because you're starting to get on my nerves. So I just stayed quiet, and I'm just looking at my boyfriend. My boyfriend's just looking at me. And so she's using the tube to suck out all the mucus, and he was like telling me there's a lot of like mucus coming out of him. Like you can hear it on his chest, and like you can tell he was uncomfortable even eating. So, I made her suck it out, and then she's like, do skin to skin. I don't care what they say about the skin to skin crap. Yes, it helps with certain things. I can tell it helps with getting like the breast milk, because now my breasts are slowly starting to get engorged. I've been breastfeeding, but also topping up with formula. But now I know I'll probably get my breast milk fully tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think him doing skin to skin is going to get all that mucus out. Anyways, so too much science over there. So then, yeah, the second we moved now to postpartum, and she was already starting to piss me off because why are you rushing down the hall with the baby, and then you're asking me if I feel dizzy if I'm walking. I'm looking at her, no, I don't feel dizzy, I'm walking fine, but you're literally rushing down the hall with my child. Like, it was just, I'm like, and then when we got to the postpartum room, she's like, you're gonna have another nurse? In my head, I was like, yes. There's certain people I just have experiences with, I'm just like, I never want to see you again. Like, you're annoying. I don't know, I guess she's tired, I get it, but your energy shows a lot to people, and it's bad, and some people need to do a lot of reflection on that, because it's not a good look at all. So, yeah, got to a postpartum room. It was a little full, not gonna lie, there's other babies in there. Heard some stories of other babies coming out and people reuniting, and so my boyfriend, they went home he went home with my kids. They slept and everything, and because I was not letting them stay at the hospital. It was just not a good. They would have been up all night. It would have been uncomfortable, and so yeah, I made them stay home with him and sleep, and I had to stay there for 24 hours. So I came home the Wednesday, and I had him at 1:02 a.m. So I had to. They did this blood test at 1:02 a.m. and then I left around like 9ish, 10ish in the morning after they checked him. But when I moved to postpartum room, they did do another sucking out of the mucus again, because I was like feeding him, and I was like, yo, I cannot deal with the mucus. Like, it's bothering me. Like, I don't like it. She said, okay, I'm gonna do it again. She did it again, This time it was fully out. Like, he was good now. He was eating. No more. You can hear him breathing properly. He was fine. I was like, yeah, we're not dealing with that. So she's like, okay. So yeah, she helped me. She was great, and I still did breastfeeding, and they gave me some formula. I ate, just like bonding with him, FaceTiming my boyfriend the whole time, updating on TikTok, social media. So it was a great birth story. I had a great birth experience, great pregnancy experience. Um, it was very different because I had a lot more support this time, and um, my son has my just his dad's last name, and that was a choice that we both talked about, but it was also very challenging for me because I'm not used to doing that because I was a single mom, and being a single mother, you kind of just do what you need to do to survive out here, and you do what you need to do when you have no support to protect yourself, especially when it comes to courts and stuff, because you never know. Guys always switch up all the time, and they move a lot. They move hella weird, as you can see with the first two experiences I had with my two kids, especially Javion's father. So, Javion has both of our last names. Jelani just has mine, and then Zaire has his dad's. But honestly, I think that was well deserved, well given, because his dad's been there, and um, I just felt like it was right. I felt like I had a good feeling about it. It was good, and other people have their opinions on it, but I just thought, for me, it took me a while. I was fighting against that shit, but it took me a while, and I just accepted it, and it was fine. And it just sounded right with his name, and I'm happy, and yeah, like, it was just great. And he showed pictures to his family, and it was nice. They're gonna probably come and get him next month or something like that. They're gonna meet him, just because he's super young right now, and I'm far. So yeah, he's staying. His dad is staying with me for a week, and has to go back to Toronto for work. But yeah, it's good to have that support. Postpartum, I haven't really felt much. I do feel some lingering emotions. I can be, I'm not as sad, I guess, because he's here right now, but I can feel it coming, because I'm like, when he leaves, I'm probably going to be a little bit sad because it's different. I have to set up that double shoulder tomorrow because he has his doctor's appointment. But yeah, I'm probably going to be a little bit sad. So far, it's been going really okay, really well. I'm glad that the hormones are going back to normal. I'm not super emotional, super aggressive, super intense as much anymore. I feel a little better. But yeah, I mean, that's just the beginning, right? I don't know how it's going to be after next week. So I'm hoping for the best. But yeah, I feel good being back to myself, being able to like wear stuff and nothing's in the way, can sleep properly. The pads are really annoying. My bleeding has lightened up though. The cramps have finally lightened up. But yo, those cramps were feeling like contractions all over again. They were pissing me off. And the Advil Tylenol they were giving me was not helping. So I couldn't wait to get home so I could take my period medication, which is the naproxen, which helped with the cramps a lot. So yeah, I've been taking my pregnancy vitamins. He is having formula, but once my breast milk comes in, it's gonna be all breast milk. I tried pumping today. I tried pumping in the hospital. Today I could see the milk is like the color is changing from colostrum. So, but it wasn't a lot coming out. So I was like, yeah, the milk's not here yet. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. But so far so good. He's doing good. He eats really well. Sleeping, he can be a little bit high maintenance. Zaire, he's a little. You have to like. You feed him, he's gonna poo. So he kind of hates the pooing part. And then change him, but then he wants to be cuddled or soothed before he goes down. He's not. If you put him down, he's gonna cry, and it's like he's not gonna go to sleep. So he's very high maintenance with the way he wants to go to sleep, and how he wants to go to sleep. So I use the Mama Moo swing, and I have the pacifier, and he kind of, I hate those hospital pacifiers. I'm gonna get new ones, the regular ones, because he'll suck them, but they come out so quick, and it's annoying. Um, so I'll put them in the swing. Sometimes he'll ask for the pacifier, or he'll calm down with the swing going up and down, and he'll sleep. And yeah, he'll just be chilling in there, and then he'll cry for more. Um, Burping was harder, but now it's getting a little easier. He had this thing even um, with me now, even from the hospital and with the nurse. If you rub his back, he hates it. Like he'll start crying, like start complaining, like he hates it. So you have to pat him in order to get a burp out of him. Because if you do this, he's not having it. However, now when his dad does it, he's more calm. He doesn't make noise. He doesn't complain. I guess he's okay now. I guess he just likes when his dad does it, so he prefers. So yeah, that's another thing that was annoying was like the burping part because it was hard to burp him, but he was pretty quiet, especially and also like he wasn't crying as much. He just slept, you fed him, whatever, and that was it. A lot of babies were crying though. There's one baby girl that wouldn't stop crying. Like she would just cry for everything, and she was moving into. I was like, oh. But yeah, yeah. Zaire is very quiet. He just likes to sleep and eat, and he hates his diaper getting changed though. He's always pooing or peeing. Like he'll poo, and like you think he's done, but he's still going, and then he'll pee. Like he's just very like stressed when you're changing a diaper. He doesn't like it at all. And then when you're finally done, he's okay. But yeah, his personality is funny. Um, but that is the birth story, honestly. Uh, I'm very grateful for this pregnancy, my last pregnancy. Um, Now it's just all about planning and obviously focusing on family and now focusing on my shop and getting things back together and getting back into routine, getting back to everything being normal. And that's the thing about postpartum is like you have to work. You gotta start doing things that you used to do so that you feel a sense of normality. Because if you don't, then you're gonna start to just get more depressed and sad. And that's when the real troubling emotions start to kick in. Is when you're not doing things that are back to normal because you're so focused on baby and your identity is like changed. So yeah, so far I did a couple of readings when I came home, and I'm gonna go on TikTok live soon, probably next week, and then I'm going to, everything's slowly going back to normal, and I guess that's why it's not affecting me as much. But like I said, I'll wait till next week when baby daddy's not here, boyfriend's not here, because that's when everything starts kicking. Because now you're by yourself, and like um, yeah, it's gonna be a big change, but I am very happy this pregnancy is over. Oh yes, and he did the hearing test, but they're both deferred on both ears, so Casey doesn't pass. He didn't pass, but we have an appointment for January to do his test because I guess they're not taking anything for December. I don't think he. I think he can hear. He's fine. Jelani went through the same thing, but Jelani ended up passing at the hospital test. So I'm sure he's gonna pass this one. I'm not worried. I just think mucus, with all that mucus, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's in his ears. But so far he reacts to me talking to him. Like I don't think he has a hearing problems, but I don't know why most of them are failing. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah. But yeah, I'm so happy that he's finally here, guys. And that's my birth story. That is literally what happened. Crazy water breaking, rushing. I feel like that was like an adrenaline rush. Like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. For any other moms out there still going through pregnancy, like it's gonna be okay. Just keep pushing through. It gets better. Um, Natural or not natural doesn't matter. I still think people who do C-sections or people who do epidural are still troopers because it's all about pain tolerance and what you can handle. And I think, yeah, do your thing. Do what's best for you as a mom. Don't worry about nobody else or anything like that. Just focus on what's best for you and your baby and your pregnancy, and to get through that pain, because labor is not a joke. Labor is very painful, and it can be very dangerous if things are not going well. So yeah, yes, that's all I really have to say for this episode. There'll be another, so we're getting back to the episodes, but he's finally here, and I'm happy and I'm grateful. And I thank you guys all for the well wishes on my social media. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really helps. And yeah, I also had to ask his dad to post him because his dad was very opposed to posting him on social media because his dad does not do that with himself. So I think you'll see posts, but you won't see as much just because I do like this is like I said, I'm not by myself anymore. So I have to respect his side and what he feels because at the end of the day, that's his kid too. So um, I will post, just not as much. Like you'll probably see me post now, like him being born and a newborn pictures and whatnot. But you won't see me post for a while after that because, like, obviously I don't want him so exposed, and I have to like agree to what his father is saying because I understand where his father's coming from. With all the weirdos online, I know y'all are so used to seeing my kids because I always post them. I've been like that. Um, so yeah, but I'm gonna get some sleep. It's now 2:33 in the morning, and yeah, I got doctor's appointment finally registered for all of us. So we have a family doctor here now, and yeah, so I gotta get some rest because I know Zaya's gonna wake up in a couple of hours for feeding. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.